Okay, we're live. Hi, everybody. I'm Krystal Proffitt, and this is part 2 of our video series, How to Create a Free Webinar. So last time we went through the setup process of using our Bluehost website to create a page specifically for where our webinar is going to live, and for our landing page that we created in ConvertKit. So if you haven't gotten that far, then go back and watch the previous video, because I do believe that it has some really important information, and you'll kind of get caught up with all the things that we're doing. So pause this video, go watch that one first. It just has the same title. It just says part 1 instead of part 2. And I really want you to understand all of the processes, because if you feel a little lost and you don't know what I'm clicking on or what I'm doing, then that video will bring you up to speed. So today, or last time, we went through, all the steps that we needed to basically get, like, it's the foundational stuff that we needed to have our webinar ready to go. Like, we took you through, like I said, setting up your web page, doing the webinar, actually creating the forms within ConvertKit. Like, we created a place for people to sign up, and then what happens whenever they get signed up. And I'm still not going to talk about email marketing today, because that's not what the purpose of this video. I think that that's going to be one coming up very soon, because I have people ask me questions a lot about email marketing. But for the sake of today, I want to just talk about webinars. So let's go ahead. Let me share my screen. That way you can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay. So this is the quick landing page that I created. I just totally made everything up. And this is where you would have your webinar information, join my free webinar about podcasting, and then they would sign up here and be taken to all the places that the ConvertKit told them. So it says ConvertKit up here, but if you look, this is actually on my website. So if you were to go to this page, krystalproffitt.com/webinar, this is what you would see. So that's another cool thing about ConvertKit. I did go through the steps of how you get your ConvertKit forms to show up on your website, but I'm not going to go back through that today, because we have so much to cover, and I want to be conscious of your time and my time. And then so let's just do this. And I actually, let me see, I don't know if I have the right window over here. I think I will have to go get the YouTube video, or the YouTube, where is it? It's down here. So there is a specific page that we needed. Let me bring this tab over here so you can see it. So these are the ones that I have set up. This is the one we were using, the testing one. And so now that we have it to where someone is registered, you can have the email set up. Let me go to the form. This is the form in ConvertKit. And if I go here, okay, this is what happens when someone registers. Not only are they added to your email list, but then we can decide what's going to happen afterwards. So if we go over here, like, what happens after they sign up? Well, you could send them directly. You can do a URL redirect, which simply means once they sign up, the ConvertKit decides where are they going to go? Are they going to go to a page that says, congratulations, you signed up for a free webinar? Or do you want them to go to the actual webinar page on your website that you have it set up? So that's what we're going to do right now. And this is the webinar page. And so if I were to publish this, it's published at krystalproffitt.com/webinar. Then I can share, I'll copy this URL. So when someone signs up to join the free webinar, I could just send them there. And remember, if we time everything, and then you have to save it, if we time everything correctly, when we do our live event, you can schedule it. Like this one says it's going to start on the 19th, which is actually in the past, because today's the 27th. But I could have it scheduled Let me just do that right now. I can change it because these things you can change them. So I could go in here and say, actually, I'm going to do it on the 28th at 1 p.m. Sure, that sounds great. And remember, it's private. So even if I mess up and I do it on the wrong time, then it's fine. And then I can go view watch page. And this is what it looks like while you're waiting for this to happen. It says down here, it'll be live. So if you were to add this to your website, this is what people will see. It'll probably have like a play button right here in the middle. And then once they hit play, it'll give them this little reminder, which is really cool, especially if you are wanting to have like a countdown. It'll, whenever you get closer, it'll start counting down at like, I think it starts at maybe an hour under, like it'll say, okay, like 49 minutes and so many seconds. And then when you get down to 5 minutes, so it's cool to watch that timer go down, and then people get excited and then they know like how much longer they have to wait. Okay, but from this page, we want to share this video because this is the one that you're going to go live. So I'm going to click embed because this right here is the code that I need to add to my web page where the webinar is going to live. So I can copy this. So all that you see down at the bottom, it says link copied to clipboard. Then we're going to go to my webinar page. And like I said in the previous video, my WordPress may look totally different from yours. And if so, it's because this is the theme that I have. But I'm going to, I don't know why it's doing that. Let me refresh this page real fast. So while that's doing that, let me just talk to you for a second. So if my WordPress looks totally different, like I said, I have a theme that is specific to my website. You may have gone with a different company. You may not have WordPress. You may have Squarespace. So I don't know what your backend looks like. But if you want it to look like this, then you can do the same theme that I use, which is Themify, and they have free tools to be able to do, because I love this. I can do drag and drop stuff. It's just way less complicated than anything. Like I'm not actually programming everything that I'm doing, which is awesome because I'm not a programmer, guys. Like, I don't know, like I figured this stuff out and now I'm sharing it with you in case you find this information valuable or you're curious about webinars. So just want to say that real fast and show you my face because I'm very genuine when it comes to saying I'm a rookie at so many things in my life, and I find it better to share with you while I'm going through this process or right after I've learned it, because it's fresh on my mind where I messed up, the things to look out for, the mistakes that I've made that I don't want you to make. So that's why I'm sharing this. So let's go back. Okay, so we're in the webinar, this page. I don't know why it's all being all weird, but I'm going to add a widget, which is what my theme, like I said, that's what it's called. And then I'm going to add some custom HTML because we're going to paste the video feed right here. So that's all I did. I'm over here. I copied this and I'm pasting it right in here. So that's all that code is. And I click done. I'm going to click save. Now I'm going to click preview and we're going to see what this is going to look like. Oh, I totally did this on the wrong page. See, guys, like this is what happens because remember, this is the page that, let me delete this. So funny. Because this is the page where I have the free webinar sign up form. Yeah, I actually had this open to look. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. We're just going to create a brand new page for where the webinar is actually going to live. So you can see how I do this. So we're going to have live webinar. Oops, if I can type. Live webinar page. Okay, so now that I'm actually on the right page, we're going to do this all over again. I'll do it quickly because I've already done this. Okay, we're going to paste that. It's the exact same code. We're going to save it, and then we're going to save the draft. And I'm going to go down here because this is the formatting option. I don't want any of my sidebar stuff to come in to what I'm doing. So I'm going to click to not have a sidebar. I'm going to save it again, save because I'm the saving queen. And I'm going to click preview and we're going to see what this looks like. Okay. So it says live webinar page at the top. I don't care. You can leave that if you want, or you can take it off. I'll show you how to take it off. But look, if I hit play, it doesn't play anything. It says live in 21 hours, the exact same thing that it says over here. See, how cool is that? So let me show you how to take this title off if you don't want it. I'm just going to close out of this because that was the preview. And if you don't want the title, you come down here where this is my Themify custom panel and I can hide it. Click save, save draft. I'm going to preview. And bam, it's gone. Okay. So you can have it up there if you want, but I just chose not to have it. This defaults to one of my lead magnets. You can leave that on or you can take it off. For the purposes of this, I'm not going to take it off because I want to get into doing the actual broadcast and how the webinar works. Okay, so we have everything set up. Now so this is the webinar, the live webinar page. This is let me copy this link address. And this page I'm not going to publish this page because this is all made up. This isn't actually happening, but we're going to go back because I messed up and I put this link. This is the link that we want to have right here. And it's going to give me an error because it's not published. So I guess I will publish it for the purposes of showing you this, but I am going to delete this right after I do this. So this actually won't be here. So I copied this link and I'm going to put it here. Okay, that URL, boom, boom, save. Okay. So we're going to preview, and this is the same thing as this. And remember, this one is krystalproffitt.com/webinar. This is what it looks like. So if I were to come in here, my first name is Krystal Proffitt, Krystal at krystalproffitt.com. Sign me up. Okay, what is going to happen? Oh, look, it's taking me right to that page, which is actually taking me to YouTube, but yeah, there's a glitch somewhere. Oh my goodness. I guess because this page isn't published all the way. I don't know. I did something wrong. Hang on. Because we want them to go here. So we're going to fix this together. Okay. Because that did not do what I wanted it to do. So let's go back. It needs to redirect. Oh, now it's getting all kinds of crazy. All right, so let's do here. Let's go to view page. We want to view this page. Now, maybe if I copy and paste the URL from here. So I want to redirect there. Beautiful, it was saved. So let's go back and test this once again. I need to look at, okay, we're going to update this and I want to view this page. Y'all, this is real time, like me just, okay, we're gonna try this once again to double check. And I highly, highly recommend you test everything. Oh, I didn't like that I put my name in there. I highly recommend you test everything. So I don't know why it's going to this because that is not on my web page. Why is that not working? That is a technical glitch. And that should be redirecting people as soon as they sign up. Okay. We're going to try this one more time because I am not satisfied with these results. Okay, so I'm on the right page. This is the live webinar page. This is the webinar, right? Like, what am I missing? Why is this not correct? I'm going to have like 4 signups today that are just me. And that's going to be hilarious. I don't know. It's redirecting to this. I don't understand why. I will have to figure that out, but we don't have time to mess with that part because we have to move on to the actual doing the webinar. Okay. So maybe that's why. I don't know. I'm just going to shut that because I don't like how that's not working out. Okay. Let's just go back to YouTube. So if you don't remember how to get to something that you have set up, you go to your Creator Studio. These are where all of your live events are. Then you go to other features, live events. And then this is actually the one, like I'm live right now. So, and my other one is not, let's see, completed, upcoming. It should be the one that I just changed. Okay. So this one is here. So I would start, oh no, it's this one because this is the one that I shared on my website. So I would click start Hangout on air. And this is what it looks like. And it says you're already on a call. You want to end your other call. What do you want to do? For the purposes of this, I'm not going to end it, but I can show you what it looks like. Oh, this is going to be trippy. I knew that was going to happen. Oh, I can't do that. It's too crazy. Okay, so that's like screen on screen on screen on screen on screen on screen on screen. And that's just going to like blows my mind. It always trips me out when that happens. I did that the other day in something else. And I was like, what just happened? I went into like another world with what I'm trying to do. So for the purposes of this, I am just going to walk you through, since I already did the setup, we're going to pretend that you are in the process of getting everything ready and you're ready to do your presentation. So I want to show you how that works from my end, from what I see. And I think what I can do is do some screenshots. Oh, is this going to be really trippy too? I don't know if you can see me. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. It's probably going to go, yep. It's going really crazy. So I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm going to show you my presentation. So this was one of the webinars that I did. You know, like my little Davy Crockett, that was my son, Noah. He had a presentation he had to do. But okay, so this is my slideshow. And we are just going to pretend that you are broadcasting this. And whenever you're doing a Google Hangout in YouTube, you are able to share your screen. And so what I do is I have this window, which is my Google Slides, ready while I'm about to do my webinar. And then I click present. And then whenever I'm ready to share my screen, this is already up. So I'm able to literally just go through the entire webinar, do a presentation as I would a presentation in front of a live audience. And this is something that I've done for several years. I have a lot of practice with doing presentations. So I'm totally comfortable with doing this, even though I know no one can see me. And, you know, I mean, I can't see them. Everyone can see me. Does that make sense? Like I can't, while you're there, I don't know what you're saying, what you're feeling, blah, blah, blah. But so that is how I do the presentation part. Now, I'm not going to go through this whole presentation because if I do it, it takes like an hour. And again, it's not about what I'm presenting. It's just about the process of setting up the webinar. So that is how you would get that set up. Another thing that I wanted to show you real fast, and let me go back to my screen share. I'll have to put some, if you're watching this on my website, below this video, I will have some screenshots of what this looks like on my end while I'm setting it up, like what the actual screen looks like where the screen share button is, and the other things that I can't share with you while I'm doing this, or it does that like weird vortex looking thing. So, but I want to show you because if you do a live, like if someone watches this on YouTube, there is the capability to have chat, like a chat box, and people can go back and forth. I've never done that because I don't know how crazy it is to follow the chat as it comes in. But what I've done instead is I used a company or used a website, and it's called Chat Tango, and I added a chat box right next to the webinar, the YouTube code that I input. So that's what I'm going to show you now. So like I said, this is Chat Tango, chattango.com. It's free. And I created a chat box, and I found this from someone else. I don't even remember who I found this for. Oh, there's my quiz. You can take your quiz. What type of rookie are you? But again, what I love about Themify is I can go on here. I can click on Turn on Builder, and I can edit my website like right here. So this is how big it is. And I want to make the proportion of this like 80-20, 70-30, like whatever, whatever floats your boat, whatever numbers you want to say that is. And then, so I'm going to have my video over here, but I want to add some custom HTML that's going to be, why is that not popping up? I feel like everything's working kind of slow. So while that's thinking, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab this code. So this is what it's going to look like. I don't like those colors. Those actually aren't my colors. So I want to change that to OAFFD6. Those are my colors. If you're familiar with my brand, that is my color and I love it. And that's what I want to use. You can go in and change some other settings and everything, but this is what I want to do. I don't care about changing everything else right now. So I'm just going to click the code and I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to come back to my webinar page and I'm going to see if it's going to let me add this custom HTML. There, looks like it had a chance to catch up. And that is the chat tango. And like a good little student, I'm going to click save. Okay, and then we're going to go to the back end because my page isn't live because I just edited it. So I go back out and then I come back in. I click update. And then we're going to see what's happening here. We're going to view the page and we're going to make sure everything's right. So look, I have a chat box. So while I'm presenting, again, in a perfect world, if you have an assistant, a VA to help you, then they can actually test this to make sure that they can see you and that everything's working properly on the back end. But yeah, I mean, that's basically how to set up the webinar. I still don't understand why this, the Bluehost didn't reroute that. So I'll have to look and write that in the blog comments because that's just kind of baffling to me. But that's how you set up a free webinar, guys. Like, it's really not that hard. And then whenever you present, like I said, I'll share those screenshots of what you do to actually broadcast what I'm doing right now. Actually, I wonder if I can take a few screenshots while I'm messing around with this. That way I don't have to come back in and do this again later. There we go. Screenshot. Okay, so I screenshotted. Oh, it's not going to be a great picture of me, but I screenshotted what I see with the screen share buttons and what you can expect whenever you're live. There's a button that'll tell you, okay, you're live now. Here's how you stop your broadcast. And then whatever you have that's on your other screen, it will pop up and it will populate. And that's how it works. So like I said, this is video number 2. There is a very first video. If you want to go check that one out, if this just kind of totally confused you, then go check that one out. And that one's not perfect either. I'm not perfect, guys. I'm not going to go back and edit this video, edit this footage, because I think it's important to see the thought process of what I thought was going to work and what actually does work. And I think it's important to share with you the entire journey, because you're probably going to make some of the same mistakes that I have. Like, technology isn't perfect. I'm not perfect. And I believe that this is something, once you learn how to do it, is a very valuable tool for you to use in the future in whatever it is that you do, whatever kind of webinar you want to do, whether it's promoting a product or, you're just educating people on ways that they can get better at something, or you're just sharing information that you care deeply about. I think this is a great way to do it. So again, I'm Krystal Proffitt. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I encourage you to share it with someone else that you think could really benefit from this information. And I also urge you to join our newsletter, join our email list. You can sign up below this video and get our 12 steps to start, launch, and market a podcast if you're interested in podcasting. Or you can join our resource library, which has podcasting information. It has motivational tools, and it has some public speaking stuff in there. And that's kind of my thing. Like, I love you know, this isn't public speaking in front of hundreds of people, but if I wouldn't have had the other experience I've had public speaking, then this video stuff would be way harder. And I would probably be terrified to make mistakes. But you know what? I'm human, and I try not to hide that fact that I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes. And I encourage you just to take a deep breath and, you know, ask me questions or ask someone else questions. Google it, like find the answer to what it is that you're trying to do, because I believe if you can figure it out, there's nothing you can't do. You could totally take on the world if you can figure out these simple things to having a successful online business. So I'm going to close this, how I close everything, and that is keep it up, rookie. We all have to start somewhere. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.